We've had it all wrong about the dinosaur considered the largest in history, the Argentinosaurus. Most of us only know it as a slow-moving, massive creature that traveled in herds. But in recent years, science has decoded many fascinating new truths about this giant through fossils and modern technology. Not only did it have a heart the size of a car and a growth rate that was nothing short of extraordinary, but there's an even more startling fact. Its greatest enemy wasn't the T-Rex, but something far more terrifying. There are so many new chapters in the story of the Argentinosaurus, and we're going to explore them all in today's prehistoric documentary. First of all, the Argentinosaurus might not actually be the largest dinosaur. Back in 1987, the first fossil was discovered by an Argentine farmer on his land. It was just a single leg, bone taller than most grown men, but he thought it was nothing more than a piece of petrified wood. It wasn't until 2 years later, in 1989, that paleontologists arrived to excavate it. And it took another 4 years until 1993. The same year, Jurassic Park hit theaters, and the world went dinosaur crazy for it to be officially named by José Bonaparte and Rodolfo Coria. Scientists estimated the Argentinosaurus was about 98 to 115 feet long and weighed between about 72 and 88 short tons. To put that in perspective, its length is equivalent to a full-size NBA basketball court. Its weight is like 10 African elephants standing side by side. For decades, it was the undisputed heavyweight champion of the dinosaur world. But those numbers were all estimates. We've only ever found a handful of bone fragments, a few back vertebrae, parts of the pelvis, and one femur. Scientists reconstructed the entire animal using mathematical models, scaling up from more complete skeletons of its relatives and using a lot of carefully calculated deduction. Then, in 2017, a shocking study was published. A new titanosaur was unearthed, Patagotitan majorum, also from Argentina, with a much more complete fossil record. Many claimed Patagotitan was the new largest dinosaur. However, upon closer comparison, the Argentinosaurus had a longer femur and larger vertebral structures. As of 2024, the scientific community still hasn't reached a final verdict. Argentinosaurus is impressive for more than just its size. If I told you its heart was as big as a car, would you believe me? Well, there's a solid basis for that. Scientists have pointed out that to pump blood all the way up a neck reaching dozens of yards into the air, the Argentinosaurus needed a heart weighing between about 440 and 880 pounds. Its blood pressure would have been 4 to 5 times higher than a human's. This raises a question. How did it keep from fainting when it suddenly lowered its head? For a long time, this was one of paleontology's greatest mysteries. Then, scientists looked at a modern animal, the giraffe, and found an incredible similarity. Giraffes evolved a sophisticated system of valves inside their neck arteries to regulate blood flow, preventing a sudden flood of blood to the brain when they lean down. Current evidence strongly suggests that the Argentinosaurus had the exact same biological design. Evolution is full of surprises. But for a giant with a car-sized heart to survive, how much fuel did it need to consume? To keep a 75 short-ton body running, the Argentinosaurus needed to consume an estimated 880 to 1,100 pounds of vegetation every single day. Because of this, it had to eat constantly non-stop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It was the greatest consumption machine in natural history. But here's the thing. Argentinosaurus didn't chew. Not because it was lazy, but because it simply didn't have the time. It used its peg-like teeth to clip and pull leaves, then swallowed them whole. All the heavy lifting of digestion was done by specialized bacteria in its massive stomach. While modern cows have 4 stomach chambers and spend hours chewing cud, the Argentinosaurus skipped all those steps and outsourced the entire process to its microbiome. It was one of the most efficient digestive systems ever to evolve on Earth. However, eating 24 hours a day creates a problem scientists had to explain. Heat. Moving constantly, eating continuously, and metabolizing a massive amount of food generates a staggering amount of body heat. How did its body evolve to handle this? Scientists now believe that long neck and tail weren't just for reaching high branches or maintaining balance. They acted like biological radiators pumping hot blood to the extremities to release excess heat into the surrounding air. It's the same principle as the cooling fins on a motorcycle engine. As it turns out, nature is a much better engineer than we are. But this is what truly amazes me. A creature this massive started its life from an egg only about the size of a basketball. When it hatched, it was only about 3 feet long. After 40 years of growth, it would weigh 88 short tons. During its peak growth stage, it's estimated that an Argentinosaurus gained about 88 to 99 pounds of body mass every single day. That is an extraordinary growth rate. Evidence for this speed doesn't come from guesswork. Scientists found it under the microscope. Argentinosaurus bones contain fibrolamellar bonia type of bone tissue, only found in animals that grow extremely fast and have high metabolisms. This structure kept the skeleton strong while providing a dense blood supply, proving that it grew at a phenomenal pace. For comparison, the fastest growing large animal alive today is the blue whale calf, which gains about 200 pounds a day. But the blue whale does this in the ocean, where water supports its entire weight. The Argentinosaurus did it on land, with every ounce of weight supported by just 4 legs. What's even more surprising is that we once thought the Argentinosaurus was slow and unintelligent. That's wrong. And science has been telling us this for years. A 2025 study estimated that the Argentinosaurus could move at a speed of about 5 feet per second. Computer models analyzing its musculoskeletal system suggest a top speed of up to about 4.5 miles per hour using a special gait called a paceware. The limbs on the same side of the body move simultaneously in a rhythmic coordination. That might not seem fast by human standards, but think about the physics. At about 77 short tons, every single step covers a massive distance. And here is the real genius. Of its structure, its bones were hollow. Think about the hollow bones of birds. The turkey on your Thanksgiving table carries that same evolutionary secret. Lightweight bones, optimized for the demands of flight. The Argentinosaurus used that same basic engineering principle, just scaled up to a size that would make any aerospace engineer stare in awe. Its hollow spine acted like an architectural bridge, strong enough to hold the entire weight of the body above it, yet light enough for the whole system to operate without being sluggish. It was agile enough to detect and face its enemies. So, what kind of creature could take down an Argentinosaurus? We've often been told its enemy was the Tyrannosaurus rex, the king, the apex predator, the beast from every nightmare. But the truth is, there was another species far more terrifying than the T-Rex. Don't forget to like, share the video, and follow our channel to stay updated on the most fascinating discoveries. In reality, the T-Rex and the Argentinosaurus never shared the same world. They were separated by tens of millions of years. The real predator in the Argentinosaurus's world was much scarier. Mapusaurus rosae. Mapusaurus fossils were found in the same geological formation as the Argentinosaurus, the Huincul Formation, dating back about 93 to 97 million years. And the fossil evidence suggests something chilling. Mapusaurus didn't hunt alone. Multiple Mapusaurus fossils have been found together, suggesting they hunted in strategically coordinated packs. Think about the strategic implications of that. A healthy, adult Argentinosaurus was almost certainly invulnerable. But for the young, the elderly, or the sick, the Mapusaurus was evolved to wait and watch. This is the exact same strategy wolves use to hunt moose on the tundra today. It's what orcas do when they chase blue whales across the vast ocean. Size is never an absolute defense. Strategy beats size every single time, and nature figured that out 95 million years ago. But the greatest paradox of the Argentinosaurus is its extinction. It didn't go extinct because of an asteroid. Most people think dinosaurs vanished because the Chicxulub asteroid hit Earth 66 million years ago. That's true, but not for the Argentinosaurus. It disappeared around 92 to 90 million years ago. That's 26 million years before the asteroid ever arrived. Argentinosaurus went extinct for other reasons, and to this day, science doesn't know exactly why. What's even more puzzling is that its relatives survived for another 26 million years. This is what gives scientists the biggest headache. Titanosaurs were the last surviving group of long-necked sauropods, with many species thriving right up until the end Cretaceous extinction event. So, why did the smaller, weaker titanosaurs survive, while the greatest among them vanished first? Many theories have been proposed. Climate change leading to droughts, or shifts in vegetation, where being that large was no longer an advantage enough to push a species that ate so much to the brink of extinction. Another interesting theory is co-extinction. Scientific records show that when the Argentinosaurus went extinct, the Mapusaurus, the predator that had co-evolved to hunt it, quickly vanished as well. Regardless, we still don't know everything. Argentinosaurus remains paleontology's greatest mystery. We have never found its skull. No one knows what color its eyes were, what its call sounded like, or how it viewed the world. We have never found a nesting site confirmed to belong to this species 7, though sauropod eggs have been found all over Argentina. This isn't just a story about dinosaurs. The Argentinosaurus didn't need us to understand it to be great. It thrived for 10 million years without anyone watching. The question is, what are we learning from what it left behind? Which part of today's video surprised you the most? The car-sized heart? Its speed? Or the way the Mapusaurus hunted a tactic nature is still using today? Leave your answer in the comments. I read every single one. And if this video gave you a new perspective, even just a glimpse into a world that once existed beneath our feet, then it has done its job. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you want to continue the journey of discovering the prehistoric creatures that Earth's history is still keeping secret. Thank you for watching.